Doggone. Boy, I wish I was back in Dixieland again, back here in Tennessee. Boy, it do me a lot of good. It's been many years since I recorded a record. Well, and the Dixieland where the white cotton grew, they're not calling out to me. And the sunny south where the white cotton grew, they calling out to me. That's when I reached in a land of my dreams. That's my little home down in New Orleans. Holy, hey, holy, 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 hey, holy, 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 hey, holy, the holy, hey, holy, hey, the holy. 235.
Your day begins in the morning. I mean, there's no telling where you're liable to wake up. And I start drinking just as quick as I can get a drink. When I wake up, if I haven't got a drink when I wake up, well, I'm going to get one somewhere because you're sick from the day before. And that's your first thought, is a drink. And you're going to manage to get one some way. Like I say, you don't ever have to get to the point where you have to steal to get it, because you're always going to meet somebody. If you haven't got the money, you're going to find a friend on Skid Row that has got a drink or can get one. There are times when I'll get to drinking, and I'll drink for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. Just wander, you know. And I drank all through the day, rove around, and finally, eventually, I'm going to black out. I'll progress to the point to where I'll black out on my feet. And I might go 4 or 5 hours, don't know where I've been, what I've done, or anything. And I'm liable to wake up down here beside the railroad track or out here in a weed patch. And you're liable to wake up here, you're liable to wake up in a boxcar somewhere, you know. How you got there, you don't even know.
Hey, give me some white for it, man.
Hey, they got a picture of all your wine along there.
It's the same as a dope addict, alcoholic. I mean, alcohol, see, it's about the same as dope. Once you get used to it, you got to have it in the morning, you got to have it in the afternoon, you got to have it in the evening. In other words, you got to have that to keep motivating, keep moving. If you don't have it, you're going to go down and get sick, you're going to get nervous, shake. You might go into tremors or DTs or anything. You just have to have it.
Some people wonder what makes winos. Well, I found out in about the past 2 years since I've been drinking this wine. I've got to where whiskey or beer don't taste right to me. It's sort of like an addiction, you know. Once you get to drinking this wine, you don't want nothing but wine. Nothing else will satisfy you.
Now, when I first started cranking, I used to have a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. I would go dancing and riding or anything, but everything seemed bright, happy, and I really enjoyed it. But after the years wore on, well, then I used to get around a bunch of people like me, and, a bunch of old winos. We've been through the same thing. We've been in these old jails, in and out, and travel freights, and a hitchhike over here and there, and it's just something that we all understand. We all understand each other. It's just kind of an outcast deal to me.
I got out of penitentiary in Oklahoma July the 10th, 1965. I've been on the road ever since. Just a job working, wherever you can work. Mechanic by trade. But since 1965, I've been nothing but an alcoholic. Just came to town yesterday. And,
I've been in every alley, every bad street from coast to coast. That's from Frisco to New York City. I've been in the Bronx, been on 5th Street in Los Angeles, one of the rough streets in the world. Been on Madison, Chicago. They don't get no rougher. I've seen people shooting dope, eating pills and everything. I thank God for one thing, I never did get on pills. But I always drank out of a bottle. The first drink I guess I ever took was in Louisiana, White Lightning. They called moonshine whiskey. In Lake Charles, in the Lake Charles Hotel one night. Had a 3-piece band. That's when I met Hank Williams. He had a piece of paper in his pocket called Love Sick Blues. So him and I, we teamed up together. So we got to whooping these guitars across country, and he took me down to his hometown, down in Montgomery, Alabama. Bless his heart. This happened one night in Shreveport, Lovesick Blues. So we recorded it for the Decker. That puts us to Nashville, Grand Ole Opry. So later on we wrote another one. But the big record that made the big money was Cheating Heart. Me and Hank Williams made a lot of money.
This situation, this wino bunch hanging around down here. If these churches thinks they're helping anything, I'd sure like them to come down and see us. I own these parking lots around here, and we have to clean up bottle after bottle. Cost me about $10 a week to keep the bottles cleaned up and down here, right in the city of Dallas. I just wish everybody in Dallas could come driving through here some mornings when I come by at 6 o'clock to pick up the bottles and wake the people up so we don't run over them. And a lot of these people are younger than I am. All of them could work if they want to. Bet you're as able to work as I am, aren't you?
That's right. Only this hand here has got a, what they call a hep. It's a regional nerve infected in it. It just happened the other day.
Well, does wine have it in it?
No. But now, let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this.
Go.
Now, I don't mean to start.
You can say what you want to me.
Well,
I'm well up.
That's right. I'm not trying to be starting. I'm not trying to start no fight.
What do you? You ain't gonna start no fight.
But now let's say a wino or alcoholic is done, but he'll outsmart a smart feller if he wants another drink bad enough. To my notion, they're the one that's ignorant because they paying the tax. But now a wino's gonna figure out some way or another to get another drink, some way or another. They're the one that's paying the tax on it. Now we work a day or two at a time. Enough to get us a room once in a while, rest up, and then get us another drink or two.
I like to work, 'cause I'm roving all the time. Hey, hey. I like to work, 'cause I'm roving all the time. You can put my initial on your music line. Yodelee, alee, alee.
Take me. I'll work when I'm able. But sometime I wake up in the morning, I don't be able, and I have to hang around until see, you don't want to go to work until you get that first drink. Well, if you hang around until you get that first drink, it might be too late for him to go to work. It might be 8 or 9 o'clock. Well, actually, he missed the job, see? But most of you got to have that first drink because you can't even drink a cup of coffee. You can't even hold a saucer and a cup of coffee in your hand because you're going to shake it out. I panhandle, but if it be necessary, if I can get a hold of something, I will actually, take the meal or something, but not off of people's, I get something that's just laying around, with value, not people's. I never robbed anybody in my life.
These fellas down here on the streets, they don't have no room, no place to stay. Naturally, they get drunk and get on to sleep. And a lot of them, they get so drunk, they're going to lay down in the grass or lay down on the sidewalk. And there could be a charge drunk in a public place or or sleeping in a public place if they catch them laying down, passed out. You're taken into the jail and you go through a booking routine. Most of these people they bring in are these winos off Skid Row down here. They're not just ordinary everyday drunks, because all you people from a little better class of people that drink, they come in and naturally they make bond right away, or they have somebody come and get them, see. They've got full bullpens. They call them bullpens. They're big, large tanks. Don't have no bed in them, nothing, just concrete floors. And generally this down bullpen is so full of people that there's just no room to sit down half the time. It's just like a madhouse, you know. It's a constant turmoil all the time. It takes you 4 days, and on this $25 fine, you get out on the 5th morning. They kick you out of jail about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, they get violent. Sure, they get violent. Yeah, they violent. Alcoholics are violent. You know that. Yeah, sure, they violent. Certain guys don't like drink certain drinks because it makes them regurgitate. Those that it don't make regurgitate, it makes them sick where they can't eat. And they got some wine that would make their head swim, get higher in the head than they want to, and some that would make them weaker in the legs, and they can't control their legs, therefore they have to be staggering on the streets.
I've been in jail and had the DTs. I went into them, and I asked for help. And then they collected. At that time, that was in Monroe, Louisiana. But I seen a little feller, he wasn't over about 18 inches high, come out of a commode. He was in a tuxedo suit and a derby hat, and he'd walk across the floor and skip across the floor. I'd get up and run him back. He'd jump in the commode, and I'd flush the commode, and I'd flush him down. By the time I lay back down on the bed, he'd come out again. He'd be right at me again. Just agitate me, you know. He wasn't trying to harm me, just agitate me. And boy, it'd like to run me crazy.
Everybody that has DTs, the reactions are different. In my case, I hear beautiful music, you know, something plumb out of the world. I mean, I hear playing something I never heard, you know, on any jukebox, radio, and anything, but it's just plain as it can be. Every case I ever went in DTs, I've never seen anything, but I hear this music. And it's really, really beautiful music. I get shakes, and I just blank out.
I've lost my family, and what few relations I have don't want nothing to do with me because of my drinking, and I'm down on Skid Row where I'm at, and I just don't have no purpose, you know. And it's not really feeling sorry for yourself, it's just getting to thinking about this and realizing the facts, and you said, to hell with it, what's the use of staying sober, you know? And you can get in another world when you start drinking. I can't. When you're locked up in that bottle, you're living in that bottle, and it's a world all its own, because that bottle's got everything in it that you need, see everyday life going on, and all the things that happen and go on every day that has been going on for ages and ages. And I think, hell, this is reality. I don't want no part of it, you know, and I'll escape back into that bottle. Sobriety to me is reality. I mean, everything that's going on in the world, and after you live in alcohol haze for so long and you come out of it temporarily, well, it looks pretty goddamn disgusting to you. You know what I mean?
I never been, you know, too sickly off that wine. I've been sick, but not like the average guy, you know. I'm an alcoholic, like I said, but not like the average guy.
Doggone. Boy, it sounds good to me. You